whips, big joints, big blunts, it's the Buckeye way. We rollin' nothing but that loud Buckeye loud pack. Let's roll up Ohio. Heavy bass hits, horns rise, mastermind cannabis, Ohio Cannabis Live. We here to unite. Let's light it up. Ohio where we roll high, big whips, big vibes, big joints, big blunts, Buckeye loud for life. From 216 to 614, we keep it lit. 330 and 740, we the ultimate. Nothing but that loud pack, the pride of the state. Roll it up, light it up, let's elevate. From Akron to Canton, Columbus to Dayton, Buckeye buzz so strong, there's no debating. You can see the smoke rise, we shining bright. Ohio loud, got us glowing in the satellite light. Ohio Cannabis Live, yeah, we here to stay. Uniting 88 counties in a major way. Let's roll up Ohio, let's toke and chill. Big blunts, big joints, yeah, you know the deal. Buckeye loud pack, we blazing the game. Ohio forever, remember the name. Let's roll up Ohio, we rollin' proud. You can see the smoke from space, it's that loud. From the fields to the streets, we feel the thrill. Ohio's the anthem, let's roll and chill. We on a whole new level, Ohio's the vibe. Big clouds in the sky, Buckeyes ride or die. From 419 to 513, we keep it tight. 937 and 440, we ignite. Big joints in Columbus, big blunts in the south. From Toledo to Cleveland, we lighten the loud. Ohio's united, this our time to shine. 88 counties reppin', all on the grind. Put it in a joint, light it and smoke it, Buckeye pride strong. Ohio's the focus, from I-70 to 71 we ride. Ohio Cannabis Live, keeping us unified. Let's roll up Ohio, let's toke and chill. Big blunts, big joints, yeah, you know the deal. Buckeye loud pack, we blazing the game. Ohio forever, remember the name. Let's roll up Ohio, we rollin' proud. You can see the smoke from space, it's that loud. From the fields to the streets, we feel the thrill. Ohio's the anthem, let's roll and chill. Ohio, Ohio, let's rise together. Buckeye pride, yeah, it's now or never. Big clouds, big vibes, we set the tone. Ohio's
What's up, everyone? It's your boy Mastermind here for Ohio Cannabis Live. Welcome back to another live stream here on Friday. It is June 6, 2025. Make sure you do me a favor, hit the like, subscribe button. Visit my website, ohiocannabislive.com. Thank you all for being here. We got a good show for you today, but we're not going to be here too long because I know it's a nice sunny day out there. You want to get out there and get that yard work done, get that grass cut. So Mastermind ain't gonna have you on here all day today. All right, so first thing, let's talk about what happened at the hearing. So the hearing was on June the 4th. The hearing was for Senate Bill 56. Senate Bill 56 was the bill that was already passed in the Senate by Senator Huffman. Okay, so now the Senate bill goes over to the House. In order for something to become law, it has to be passed by the House and the Senate. So the House created House Bill 160, and we talked a little bit about that. We had testimony, we had hearings on 160. The House of Representatives tried to incorporate some of the things that we mentioned at the previous testimony for House Bill 160. So if you didn't see our testimony for House Bill 160, go back and watch that video this weekend. It is on there. I do want to let y'all know, a side note here is that we are approaching 1 million views on YouTube. I said that. We're almost 1 million views here. Now we need to get there. We need 150,000 more views. And I want to do this at rapid speed because as soon as we get to doing that, then that's when we can have this amazing celebration that I would like to do. Giveaways, just a good time. layer cake, the whole nine. So in order for us to do that, we need everybody to share these videos, to watch the videos, catch up on all the videos that you ain't caught up on. I need y'all to do everything we can to get to this 1 million views, because it'll be a major milestone for the channel, for us as a group, for all of us together. But back on to what else went on. So many advocates, over 40 advocates testified against Senate Bill 56. One of the biggest things that people are against in this bill, and why we keep bringing it up every week and every day, is this part where they're criminalizing cannabis again for how it's transported in your vehicle, or if you're driving and your passenger smoking a joint or something like that. They're recriminalizing this where you could serve 3 days in jail, lose license, and then pay thousands of dollars in fines. So this is why we have continued to hit on. Another reason that I have continued to fight for this bill not to pass is because it puts in a place where employers can terminate you for cannabis use, and then this will stop you from being able to collect unemployment. I definitely don't want that to happen. They claim they might have took that out. I'm not entirely sure, so I'm going to consider that it's still in there possibly. Some of the things that are in the bill, you say, is there anything positive in there? Hey, they put pre-rolls in there. So if they pass this bill, all of a sudden, boom, 30 days later, we might have pre-rolls that we were supposed to already get anyway. Another big major breaking news thing is that you can now buy more than you could before as an adult use recreational cannabis customer in Ohio. So everybody who's watching this who doesn't live here or is a recreational user, listen to me very carefully when I say this, clip this, highlight this part of this video. When we first launched adult use sales, non-medical sales, whatever you want to call it, rec sales, they had it rigged up where you could only get a 10-day supply, which was basically 1 ounce, or you could do 10 packs of gummies, which would be 1,000 milligrams. So now with the new limits, you can get up to 2.5 ounces when you visit as an adult use consumer, and up to 15,000 milligrams of THC. So the limits went up, and the carry limit is still 2.5. So that means if you're out roaming around and you're carrying more 2.5 ounces of weed, you could subjectly get charged with some BS charges. So you need to be careful. As a medical patient, as I am a medical patient, we have this 45, 90-day supply deal, which tallies down to about 4.5 ounces in a 45-day supply, and about 8.5 ounces on a 90-day supply. I expect this to hopefully go away. I think it was a bad system. Something else that I think is worth mentioning is that this whole program, they want to take away the social equity program. And I want to talk about why in my testimony, I propose we change it to something else. They simply are just taking this social equity thing, which is not just for one group of people, but for everybody who have been impacted by cannabis crimes, to get them some type of equity. Okay. But it has been misconstrued, and people are making it more about something that's not. Okay. So my goal was to give them another name so that we could get past that and make it more about everybody, because everybody deserves equal and fair opportunity. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what your political beliefs are. It doesn't matter what your sexual orientation is. Mastermind loves you no matter how you are, and I don't care about none of those things. Hey, Bobby K, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of y'all, and I'm glad that Bobby did that, because she helped me segue into something I need to mention. Is that because I've been sick for so many months, all the little things that I normally would do to like generate a couple dollars here and there ain't been happening. But the only thing that has been happening is y'all have been sending in a couple dollars, and that's helping a little bit. We are currently at let me see where we are, because remember I was telling you before, in order for me to receive a payout, we have to receive $100. We are currently at $88. I know this is not, you can't really see it. But anyway, take my word for it. We're at $88. And she just sent $9.99. I'll get a couple dollars that. So now we're closer. So if we can get to that 100, we've already missed it for May. So now we're in it for June. So if we can get to the $100 mark, everything that y'all give me or donate to me on here past the $100, I will get in July. So it's still great because the last time we did it, it was a new record. I got $190, and that almost was enough to pay the accountant. You know, just to put that in perspective for you, to have an accountant to do your books, to keep everything in order so you don't mess up, that's $250 plus a month minimum. So plus, I have to pay for all the websites every month to keep those working. I have to pay for Zoom every month. I have to pay for all the editing programs from not only just the stuff I use, but even the stuff I use from school. I still have to pay for that because whenever I do something this specifically involves higher quality editing, that's when I got to bring out the higher quality program. And so right now I've been working on trying to get better cameras and get away from this whole filming stuff with the phone deal. And so what I'm going to be doing, I'm gonna need y'all to help me with this over the next couple of days. I'm going to be testing streaming from my iPad. I figured out a new way to hook up nice cameras like the ones I'm using here on my iPad, and I'm curious to see how it's going to perform. So that's something we'll be looking forward to. I'm still going to be playing Schedule One, so that's still going to be good. I also noticed here that Jimmy gave away 5 memberships. So for those folks who are becoming members, one thing I want to let you know, as a channel member, this gives you access to me in a new way that is different. I see my Mama Mastermind just kicked in a $20 bill. Thank you, Mama Mastermind. I see you in there. Appreciate you, moms. Mama Mastermind in the house. Everybody give a shout out to Mama Mastermind. And don't forget to hit the like, subscribe button. We got 33 viewers here. So we need to be sitting here talking to thousands. So we got to share this video much more than normal in order for us to break the algorithm. We have to keep sharing the video until we break the algorithm. Then every time I go live, it'll be thousands of people watching it, not just this 3 or 4, 34. I love all of y'all, 30, 40, 50 of y'all are here, but I just think they're playing with us. More people, we've already had 60 people that watched it. So the numbers are always not accurate. So I try not to worry about the numbers that much until much later, like days later. Last stream we did last Friday, we did almost 800 views. That's uptickly better. So this time, let's do 1,000. So let's make sure that we're covering everything and getting people's questions and answers taken care of. And that's something I want to make sure that we do here. So what I also want to just tell you is that we had some really good people and some really good testimony. And what I'm going to do over the next couple days when I get time is I'm going to clip some of those testimonies from the main 3-hour video, and I'm going to share those as YouTube shorts. And I think some of them you'll find very informative, but you also find very entertaining, some of those, and some of the reactions. I do want to let y'all know that while I was there, they did shut me down from streaming live because I was live streaming from my own phone at the hearing, but they told me we couldn't. But we signed the forms that says we could, but they told us we couldn't. And you know me, I'm gonna follow whatever rules they tell me to because I ain't trying to get kicked out of there. I just want to say I appreciate that the people at the House of Representatives and the Senate allowed me and others to come there and respectfully say what we had on our minds about these bills. And I will be very clear that, and I want everybody to know this, those folks treated us respectfully. The people who communicate with us about our testimony are very polite, efficient, and respectful. I would like to personally thank the committee members on both committees, even though we necessarily don't agree on things. The level of respect that we've been shown has been admirable, and I appreciate that and I respect that. And just having lawmaker at a town hall meeting to me is a big deal, and we have to repeat that. So when you say what are my next steps, what is Mastermind thinking about, what does the summer look like for Mastermind in Ohio Cannabis Live? And I'm going to tell you, what it's going to look like is it's going to look like more people being on this channel besides just me. The screen's going to have to get much bigger and much wider. We have to get people out of their box. We have to get people who are not afraid to come on the camera. We have to help you figure out the way to articulate what's on your mind. I want to give people opportunities to write blog posts themselves. I want to give you an opportunity to learn how to testify. There is an art and craft to it. If you've seen some of the people's testimonies, you will see some of the same people come there over and over again. And what you always wonder is, are they going to say something to you? And when I did my testimony, it was a no further questions deal. But the reason for that is because what I said, it didn't require no questions. What I said made 100% sense. And they know it. There wasn't nothing to question. But I'm happy to take y'all's questions. But I'm just saying, I was very clear about the mission here. People are sick and they're suffering. And they need access to cannabis, whether it's for a medicinal purpose or whether it's for a relaxation purpose that isn't medical. And there are a lot of people that are older who are trying to make headwinds of these things. And, thanks to the intuition of feedback from my mom and others, I have tried to figure out a way to include every group of people that I could in my content. This is seniors. This is people from different language backgrounds. This is people from different countries. Believe it or not, people from other countries who watch Ohio Cannabis Live every week. And if you're one of those people who live in another country and you're watching this, I do notice this. And I am humbled to know that our channel is being watched all over the world. So I feel like it's my responsibility to try to not only give you good information, but also to sometimes say, hey, it can't all be just about politics and education. There has to be some entertainment. There has to be some fun. One thing I do know that's happening this weekend that I would like to mention and find out is if anyone's going to this, is anyone going to the Rosin Fest? Does anyone here like rosin? For those who don't know what rosin is a non-chemical cannabis extract. Rosin, also known as, I never known this word, colophony or Greek pitch, is a resinous material obtained, I'm reading this from Google, from pine trees and other plants. But what we're talking about from the cannabis, okay? So, anybody know about the Rosin Fest? This is up near Cleveland, and it's $30 general admission. This is going to be at the you got to be 21 or older, and if you have questions, you can email neorosinfest@gmail.com, and there's going to be a dab bar, music, games, entertainment, food, competitions, vendors, and quality products. I don't know what kind of products they mean, but you can follow them on Facebook and Instagram. And I'm a big rosin fan, so I have been following their event. Now it looks like they're going to have some music from Louis the eighth, I think, or OVDJ. They're going to have Bohemian Funk. And then it says Frank Muse and Frank Rockin' Soul Music. Also, it says here that Indoor Gardens is going to be up in the building. Shout out to Indoor Gardens. We gonna connect. We gonna connect. And some of the other people gonna be here that y'all might know. Breaking Bad. I'm not sure who that is. The Turp Factory. Herbally Distracted. Potent Pleasures. Jungle Bush Express. In Labs. Kennedy's Kitchen. So yeah, they got a website. It's neorosinfest.com. Feel free to check that out. So that's one event. There's also some events happening in Columbus. I believe they're having the don't correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's the Columbus Arts Festival. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's happening. Yeah, that's happening right now here in Columbus. from June. This is Friday, June the 6th to Sunday, June the 8th. For today, it's from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Tomorrow, it's June 7th. It's 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And then Sunday, June 8th. It's 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So if you live in the Columbus area or coming by, let me know. I live here in Columbus, so if you want to come down and check it out. I mean, if you like art, I love art. I'm a big art person. You haven't seen a lot of my art yet, but if you want to see some of my photography, look me up on Instagram under Real Productions Inc. or visit my new website, AnthonyDRiley.com, and you'll be able to see some of my photography and some of the other works I did that have anything to do with cannabis. But yeah. And so, I mean, wait, where'd it go? Like, okay, I was gonna say, hey, I'll show you a picture that isn't a real picture. So one of the things that I've been working on uh, is, oh, hold on, y'all, gotta fix something. Fix this. It's just getting back to. Oh no, there's a problem there. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, so as you can see right now, it's a little bit dark. So what I'm doing here is that's still pretty bright. So you could tell, like, okay, this camera that you're seeing now is kind of like delayed, and this is the old camera when I first like started out and I got everything and spent a lot of money on this camera. And this is the new camera that I'm using now it's not tracking me now. But anyway, so I'm working on trying to just streamline my process to make everything better. So I'm going to ask y'all to be patient with me if I start to mess with stuff and then you're like, why is the screen frozen? It's because I'm messing with stuff. Um, Also, something I also want to let you know is that people can come on the show and be guests. How does that work? It works through Zoom. It's absolutely free to you. You do have to install Zoom on your phone or your computer. But if you would like to come on the show as a guest or be on our panel that we're going to be doing, I'm going to start having a host like a panel show where it's where people come on there and just react to things like what just happened, but in a different format than me again sitting here by myself. The idea is to diversify and get different points of views from different people from all walks of life. So not just mastermind thoughts, but I want to hear reactions from others. Just like the gentleman that we had an interview with yesterday, Gambino, I think that's his name on Instagram. Uh, he had a different perspective. This is his first time being there and testifying. So again, if you would like to hear what he had to say, I did upload his testimony on there. So that's another video that y'all could check out. So there's a lot of content that I put out already this week that you might not have caught up on. And that hearing is 3 hours. So what I would suggest is that, you just get your headphones on and hit play and just go about your day, do your exercise workout and let our testimony just carry you through the day. There was so many things said, so many good ideas, but also positive energy. People were being respectful. Some people, I think are frustrated because they don't feel like we're getting anywhere. And I get that. But I can say that we actually are. And I could actually say that they all but said, make a list. They said it. Make a list of the most important things you think should be in the bill. So what I'm going to do right now, before I leave this stream, is I'm going to give you an opportunity to participate. If you think from everything you've heard me say, what you've read in the bill yourself, if you've read the bill, please read it first, or read the summary at least. If you have something you think we should add in there, then I want you to do me a favor, and I want you to email me at info@ohiocannabislive.com. I'll put that on the screen for you. And I think the number one message that Mastermind could put out there, and that same thing I told them in the testimony, is feedback. Feedback matters. And when you do feedback, you improve things dramatically. It doesn't matter what it is. You will notice the difference. That's for sure. And that's something that I think that uh, you know, if we can get good feedback going, we can get we can get people to realize that it's more than just complaints. It's more than just yelling and shouting, and it's a lot. So a little echo because this camera is new, and we fix it now. So it's not new, but it's just the way we switched over to is new. But I'm just giving you the perspective of everything. Still in the kitchen, not at the hospital. But it's just we're in a new age now where we have to learn how to work with each other, and we have to learn how to communicate differently in a way that is going to be receptive to lawmakers. Um, this is just the first page of that summary, and I don't want to go through that whole thing again with y'all because I know it's a lot to process. But the main thing that you need to understand we're trying to stop them from doing is making cannabis illegal again. I can't make it no more simpler than that. We have to make it to where there is no suspicions, you getting searched for smelling like weed, all that. We're trying to kill all that from happening. So what you could do is think about the things that matter. Um, Pricing, quality. Some things that have been brought up is getting uh, companies to be on the hook for listing if they use any remediation techniques. So if they use radiation or something like that to clean their weed, then they will have to disclose that in the testing information or the label. Something we looked at is delivery. Delivery is something we're trying to get to where people can get cannabis delivered from official dispensaries. DoorDash maybe, I don't know, but we're looking at that. Something else we're looking at is making it to where, and this has been brought up many times, is to where for the medical cannabis program, um, you don't have to have certain qualified condition. It could just really be at the discretion of your doctor. Instead of them having to figure out whether you have a brain injury or not, they just think you could benefit from medical cannabis, then they can recommend. So this will be expanding upon, instead of just saying it's just these conditions here, instead it's just whatever your doctor thinks is best for you. Let the doctor actually make the recommendation like they should be doing in the first place after they've been given further education. 'Cause I still think the medical community lacks education on cannabis in the way, and it's not fair to them because it's not that they're not interested in learning about it. I think that the interest in understanding cannabis and what it can do has changed. I've learned that, and for someone like me who is in extreme pain literally every single day, most of all the time, um, pain management is super important. And pain management, when I say that out loud, isn't what we used to think where you go and get a prescription for pain pills. Pain management now is you figuring out how to deal with your pain or what you got access to and what your doctor's willing to do for you. Pain management is keeping your blood pressure down. Pain management is having a plan for where pain is out of control. You know what to do. Pain management is understanding that a pain pill is not going to solve the problem. And pain management is that, understand that pain may never go away, but you have to be able to live with it and have it to where it's an acceptable way that you can go on about your day and your life. For somebody like me who's been admitted to the hospital 14 times in a row for the same thing, I still don't quite understand what's broke, but I know something ain't right. Okay. And so I'm just telling y'all that in case something were to happen to me, question it, conspiracy it if you got to, demand lawyers get involved, whatever. But if something were to dramatically happen to me where I don't come back out of that hospital, just remember that I said something to y'all about it in one of these live streams. Because it makes absolutely no sense to me anymore why I keep having these problems when I've changed my diet. I'm on this medicine. One thing we figured out recently is that they were only giving me a 17-day supply of this medicine that I'm supposed to be taking, and they still have to figure out how to get me the 30-day supply. So for a whole year, instead of me getting a 30-day supply of my medicine for my pancreas, they only been giving me 17 days worth. And then every month I forget, I run out, I have to wait 5, 6, 7 days. I get sick. Guess what? End up in the hospital, get out the hospital, got a couple left, still run out, still got to start the cycle all over again because they're only giving me enough for 17 days. So has to be another way. Has to be another way. So I'm working on that. So yeah, again, I just want to give y'all a little piece of information. I would love to know what y'all have for dinner. And Jimmy's saying you can legally have the 9 ounces in sealed containers. I'm not sure where you're getting that from, Jimmy, but send it to me. You said yes, the House still has to pass it. Only thing that changed was the person limit. You're right. So let me go over that again. I'm glad you brought that back up, my guy. So let's talk about rules versus laws. So the Division of Cannabis Control, the Ohio Division of Cannabis Control, which is a division of the Ohio Department of Commerce, has been granted under issue 2 under law to create policies and procedures and rules for the adult use market and the medical. Okay. And so through that process, they do have public comment and they do put things through. So 2 things happened that you may not be aware of. One of them you heard about, Jimmy mentioned it. The purchase limits raised up, and this is something I talked about at the very beginning. We were capped. Recreational consumers was capped at 1 ounce and 10 packs of gummies. So now that's over. Actually, when we say that the rules changed, they're changed because they weren't what they're supposed to be. Under the law, you're supposed to be able to buy 2.5 ounces and 15,000 milligrams of concentrate. That's your edibles, that's your tinctures, your topicals, any other product that is made through extract is in that 15,000 milligram number. So, and and we have products that are 400 milligrams, 500 milligrams, and so forth. So you'll see how those milligrams can add up really quickly, and you get a couple products that are high potency. So, which leads me to the other thing. And again, this increase of purchasing is something that was supposed to happen under the rules that were and what we voted for. So this is completely not related to Senate Bill 56 or House Bill 160. It's completely not connected to that in that sense because that's laws we're talking about, whereas the Division of Cannabis Control is doing rules. Okay, so that's the laws that's been handled through Congress in Ohio and also in the federal government. We talk about descheduling or rescheduling. And then we also have rules, which providers, agencies, government bodies, and these other folks can operate and create rules and policies as long as they don't violate any of the laws. So this is why the limit was put to where it's supposed to be. So for those who are in the recreational market, or if you're a tourist coming here from Michigan or somewhere else, then you'll be permitted to purchase 2.5 ounces. However, remember, even if you're purchasing 2.5 ounces every day, you should not be riding around with all that material on you. Does that make sense? There's no necessary logical reason for you to be riding around with a QP unless you just bought it, right? Why do we need to ride around with? Why do I need to ride around with a QP? So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So you do whatever you want to do. One of the other things that I said in my testimony, and I want to make sure y'all heard it, and I'm gonna clip it and rewind it for y'all and put it on my social, is I said that home growers should be permitted to sell seeds and clones, and that if they want to do something bigger, maybe start a business out of it, they should be able to apply for a permit for that, similar to what hemp has, but not as crazy. Because for hemp, you have to do 1,000 plants. Not going to happen. But, for someone who's got, and I also advocated for the grow count to be 12 plants for medical patients per person. So let's say you and your spouse are medical patients. Instead of you being able to grow 12, you'll be able to grow 24. It's been repeated multiple times. They cannot do anything to you until you are over 24 plants. I don't know which part of the ORC code it says that on, but I've heard lawmakers repeatedly say that, including Mr. Huffman. So it's his words. I have not read it where it's at in there, but I'm sure he knows what he's saying. But I think giving medical patients some more reasons to remain in the program is an important step we should take. And I think the other thing that I advocated for that I want to reiterate is no taxes for medical patients. And when I say that, I mean absolutely, if the 2.8 is $17, it's $17 out the door. And I think that if we could get something like that done, even if it was only for 5 years or something, that would save people so much money. Some people would jump on the program just to get that tax break, and it would help thousands of people. It would increase sales. It would increase enthusiasm to be a medical patient in the state. So I think it's something they should go for. And if I can't get it like that, let me get it once a year. Give me cannabis free tax day on 420. They'll never agree to that because that's the biggest day they'll make all their money. So I think it's better if they give us no taxes at all. Then they don't have to worry about it. The only 100,000 people, right? We got 7, 8, 9 million people here to smoke. All right. Well, before I go, I'm gonna wrap this up like we always wrap this up, roll this up. What's for dinner and what you doing this weekend? You going in the events? You going to the Rising Fest? You cooking out on the grill? Is it raining there? Is storms coming? Let me see that in the comments. Do me a favor, share and like the video. We got 43 people watching this right now. So the numbers are doing better, but we need more. We need more. Our average viewer duration time is only 6 minutes. So that means I'm only getting you entertained for 6 minutes. So maybe I need to get up here and start dancing or something to get y'all numbers up, man. I need 1,000,000 views. I need 150,000 more people to look at this in the next 24 hours. It's not gonna happen. Maybe. We put a video out one time. I literally was driving in my car and I saw that this building was becoming a dispensary and I videoed the building. I'm at the traffic light. I do this video at the traffic light. I do this little clip of the video of the building, and then I go to Google Maps to where the building used to light, and I splice them two pieces together. This video is 12 seconds. This video has 10,000 plus views. I literally made this video at a traffic light. Another video is this one I put out. It was a meme video. It's basically recycled video of some people to old actors talking about weed. And I just recycled that. 30,000 views on that video. So there's the video of my Trailblazer getting towed away, 10,000 views. That was the sad day video, man. That video was at the top. I'm like, the sad day video, not nothing else. Come on, when we legalized, we didn't get 10,000 views that day. No, we didn't. We got video of me cleaning the packs, 48,000 views. The Dablicator video, 20,000 views. So this is like the things you just think, are the things I put like all kind of like effort, like technology and what else behind it. And all of this stuff, 100 views. That's it. That's all we got is 100 views. Man, I'm disappointed. So again, I'm just gonna make sure I'm looking at my comments here before we wrap this up. Yeah. Also, if they did, I was gonna get cut in half with legalization. Homegrown when you're more than 100. Federal kicks in homegrown when you're 100. We went to Max and Irma's dinner. Max and Irma's, you still got one? Oh wow, you're blessed, Lynette. They don't even have a Max and Irma's anymore. They shut that down. It's gone. We don't have TGI Fridays anymore, so we can't even go TGI. It's Friday. They shut that down. No more Max and Irma's. we TJ's hanging on by a thread. I think we got like one or two TJ's left. So TJ's is still here. Um, you got the stockpile. That's cool. I just harvested the wedding gelato, and it tastes great, smells great. Very wish it could done better. I feel like right now a reset's coming for me. When I get ready to start this ice cream cake and runts and lemon cherry gelato, I feel like I'm just going to shut my entire operation down and sanitize everything and just make sure everything is super pristine clean before I bring this stuff through, because these are expensive genetics, Barney's Farm, and I don't want to waste nothing. Uh, in the comments, tell me whether you prefer to grow outside or inside. What is your favorite if you grow? Let me know. And I also want to say to all these home growers out here and watching this, don't forget to like, subscribe, but also do me a favor and go over to the Ohio Cannabis Growers YouTube channel and smash that like, subscribe button over there for me. And don't forget to follow me on my own channel, the Anthony D. Riley channel. Smash the like, subscribe. And if you haven't already, make sure you follow us or join our subreddit. We have two subreddits on Reddit. We have one called Ohio Cannabis Info. That's ours. And then we also have another one called Ohio Cannabis Growers. So if you can't find it, just look up me on Reddit and you'll see you'll find us. So please subscribe to our information channels. We still have the Ohio Cannabis, Ohio Medical Cannabis Cardholders groups only. We still got all them groups. They still exist. Ohio Medical Cannabis Group ain't went nowhere either. We still got that. That still exists. You can still follow it. We still on there. We out here. So all the little stuff that I created, the Ohio Strain database, still there. It's still active. We still got the strain database. We might be a way behind, but we still got it. And another thing I'm gonna say before I go, break news: the Ohio Cannabis Expo. I think we have potentially found the location, but we need to verify before I can say where. I can confirm that it will be in Columbus, and hopefully by the end of this month we'll know whether we will be doing it this year or next year. My gut is telling me it's closer to looking like next year, just in the fact we want to have more time to get everything fine tuned and make sure everything goes out without any hitches. But the year still got some time left, throw us some curveballs. So it is possible that we might end up doing something this year. But I can tell you that it will be in Columbus for this next one. And then we'll be branching out some other cities as well. We also are planning another cannabis town hall in Columbus, and we also planning to do a cannabis town hall in Athens. So busy. Try to stay busy. Uh, while we're out here, please do me a big favor. Hit that like, subscribe button. I thank all of you for being here with me this week. I wish y'all a great weekend. Make sure you watch any of my other streams. And I see Jimmy gave somebody else another membership. Thank you again, Jimmy, for doing that. My brother, appreciate you. And we've done well today looking at the numbers here. We've got 7 new members. So welcome. And as I was saying before, being a member makes you special, gives you extra access to me and other content that I post that people can't see. So there's videos, sometimes live streams, sometimes that disappear that only members can see. Jimmy can tell you that. And sometimes you just pick up the phone and call me and just have your own private conversation with me because you're a member of the channel and you got those kind of perks. So thank you again, Jimmy. Thank you again, Lynette. Thank all of y'all for being here. Look forward to seeing all of y'all again whenever next time I decided to live, which will be sooner than you think, because again, I told you I got a new thing I'm testing on my iPad so I can see if I can like slim down my footprint, because this laptop is bulky and heavy. It does a great job, as you can see. But just to put in perspective for you, there's still a lot of stuff that I got to do to make it all work out the way I wanted to. Like I had to add another monitor in here. So I have this monitor and then I've got my light. But like I said, and then you see this is the finished presentation, you know. So thank y'all again for being here. I will see all of y'all on the next stream. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video, And I appreciate all of y'all's support. We on our way to a million views. I can't wait to celebrate that. You gonna see me go crazy. All right, y'all. See y'all in a few.